Hello, everybody. We welcome you back to the 2024 Sooner Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Media Day. I'm Jim Powers, Assistant Commissioner of the Sooner, and what a great day we're having so far. And now we're going to continue to talk to some of our outstanding head coaches and our student athletes, too. Something new that we're doing this year. And we're going to go to Central Christian, their head coach, Tony Romero, and one of their outstanding players in Chris Whitten. And first off, Chris, let's talk a little bit about the preseason, how the workouts have been going, because I know you guys aren't happy where things have been the last couple of years, and I know you want to build off of some successes from last year and continue to make those go this year.
Yes, sir. Preseason's always hard. We get a lot of running in, get our legs back, and then just join together as a group. So, I mean, really, we just been working hard and just trying to get better every day.
And you're one of those guys that I know coach leans on heavily in a leadership role, talking about whether it's in the locker room or in the classroom or in the gym, actually. Talk a little bit about your leadership style with some of the other veterans on this team and how you guys are getting the younger guys going, doing the things that you guys know what to do, how to do it, and get them ready for what to expect throughout the season.
Yes, sir. It's just showing up every day, ready to work. If it's coming an hour before to get shots up or staying an hour later to get shots up, it's just every day continuing to build building blocks just so we're prepared for the season and really just yeah, working hard every day.
Are you a vocal leader or are you a type of person? And I'm going to ask Coach this here in a second. I'll get his answer. But are you more of a vocal guy or are you a guy that's very quiet, but I'm going to lead by example?
I think I'm a bit of both. In the past, I've been quiet, but I mean, over the years, I feel like I've grown and I'm using my voice more, but I usually lead by example.
All right, Coach, talk a little bit about the young man next to you and what kind of leader is he really for you guys?
One, truly grateful to have the opportunity to coach Chris, and he's been a tremendous blessing, and surprise of how quick his trajectory has kind of taken off here since he started here as a freshman to where he currently is. He just got a true joy and passion for the game and developing and trying to find ways to get himself better. And so, but I think that's one area we tried to push Chris. Last spring, and we had a meeting and our end of season meetings, and just not just be a basketball player, but try to find a way to get outside your comfort zone, because he tends to be more of an introvert sometimes, when it comes to he's a kind of put his head down, get to work type of guy and show up every day. And like he said, put the hours in, and I think he's seen the fruits of that. But now can we go into his last 2 years and build on that, and expand on his ability to lead with his voice. And so we've seen great effort on his part, as well as a lot of the returners, just challenging the guys, the new guys we got. And but I think that's one area Chris is definitely trying to grow in and has done a good job so far this season.
You've got a unique mix of some of the veteran guys this year, Coach, but you've also got some really talented younger guys joining you. Talk about some of those names that we're going to hear, whose name is not Chris Whitten, but some of the names that we're going to hear throughout the year talking about your program.
Yeah, I think we're fortunate, I did this day and age, when the transfer portal has hit all levels of college basketball, where we were able to retain, seven of our top eight guys from last year for the most part. And so we lost one guy to a transfer. But outside of that, we return all five starters. And I think that's unique this day and age. And so I think that speaks hopefully about our program, but also about these guys and their willingness to continue to stay in the fight together. And so returning from a starting standpoint, the guys, Chris and we have Malachi Farr, who's a senior for us,
Mhm.
Andre Shelby, who's a senior for us, Javar Butler could be a senior, could be a junior, depends on how he wants to approach it this year. And Omari Milana, who's a senior for us this year, who was a transfer. And then Chris's brother, who was actually his twin, he took a gap year out of high school and then he joined us last year. And so I thought he was one of the better freshmen in the league for sure last year. And he had a great freshman year. And so, and then Zachary Stewart is a guy that kind of came on late last season. Opportunity presented itself, and in our lineup, and he did a good job with it late in the year. And then we have a series of transfer guys that we're hopeful could come in and adapt quick, and and help our team where I felt we struggled maybe depth wise down low, just defending and rebounding interior wise. That these, Travis King, he's a transfer out of a junior college in Florida, and Andrew Rondon is another transfer kid out of Florida at a junior college. And both are 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" kids that hopefully could bring some of that this year into our lineup. And so also we have a kid, Elijah Moreros, who should compete on our front line a little bit as well. And then freshman wise, we have one kid who probably could maybe push to getting into the lineup, and that's Jawan Shaw. And then we brought in another guard from Northeastern Junior College out of Colorado, and originally from Utah is Andre Cooper. I think he's a guy that could bring just some depth at the point guard position. He's a true point kid that a great leader for us. I think early on that he's shown. And so those guys, and then I think Bruce G is another kid that could come in and compete for wing minutes. And he's a transfer as well out of a junior college in Florida. And so I think those guys, hopefully, will kind of round out our lineup and give us some a little bit more depth and hopefully versatility on defense and in some of the areas that we felt like we struggled last year. We weren't very deep. Our guys competed really hard and had a opportunity to play in the postseason, which is always a blessing, especially in our conference. But those are the guys that we'll be looking forward to, hopefully, to come out and battle this year for us.
Chris, how cool is it that you get to play with your twin brother? I mean, I've seen brothers play together, but twin brother, you get to run the court with. How cool is that for you?
It's amazing, especially like it's a blessing to continue after high school because not a lot of people can
Mhm.
do that. And then him taking a year off, I didn't know if we'd be able to do that again. So just I just think it's a blessing. We help each other get better every day. We're always in the gym together. So he's just really, my best friend. So it's truly a blessing.
That's awesome. And I love hearing stuff like that. So coach, non-conference schedule for you guys, not a bad way to get you guys ready to go into the Sooner. We'll talk about the Sooner side of it here in a second, but you're playing Tabor, Sterling, McPherson, and Manhattan. Those are some great matchups to help get you guys ready to go as you lead into Sooner play.
Yeah, I think 24 conference games is a brute for anybody, especially in our league. But so when you only got four of those babies to get to use and in a way that could hopefully get you ready for that gauntlet in the conference play. We were supposed to play Southwestern at a Winfield. We usually go down in Oklahoma City and play the Thunder Arena. It didn't work out this year, so we picked up Tabor, which is got some Sooner ties there from the assistant from USAO taking over the job there. And so, yeah, the KCAC is a tough conference. We got three of their opponents, or three opponents from that conference and that league that hopefully will get us ready as quick as we possibly can to start conference play the second week of the season, but our third week of the season. But I think those three teams, and Manhattan Christian is never a slouch. I know they play a lot of teams in our league and play them tough, and they've given us some fits in the past. So Coach Strom there does a great job with his guys, and I know it'll be a tough matchup for us as well.
The Sooner, and I've said this already to some of the other coaches that we've been talking to. I think our league on the men's basketball side is as deep as we've been in so many years. And I honestly believe we're the best basketball conference in the NAIA. And you get to see it up close and personal, and I get a chance to watch it and follow it. But we're loaded again this year, and you guys are going to be right in that mix.
Yeah, I mean, this is I think our 6th year or so in the league, and I grew up in Sooner Country down there in Oklahoma City, my upbringing, and so I got to see it from that lens view as well. But I mean, since being in the league, I mean, just one, the quality of coaches, I think it's second to none. I mean, I think every night is unique in how you approach it. But the quality of coaching, I mean, there's top notch coaches. And so, but then from a level of competition, I would have to agree, when we're recruiting kids, we tell them the same thing. I think we're at a point where we're playing the equivalent of Division II basketball from a competitive standpoint. And I know that it doesn't say NCAA next to it, but I think from the Sooner, it is a Premier League. Historically, there's no arguing that. And then I think over the years, it's just the depth. There's no give me's. Every single night's a battle. The travel that you throw in there with that, and just the level of talent and the transfers coming into the league now, and it's tough. I mean, it's a tough league, and so I know 24 games of it is probably a disadvantage to our league in itself, but yeah, I mean, we're excited to compete in it. I think we had, like I said, some success last year. We fell to number 8 right at the last game of the conference season, to losing that game to Texas Wesleyan, which put us at the lovely Langston first round. But I think the guys coming back, one got a lot of valuable experience. One, they got to see some success, and what it takes to compete in our league with our new guys that we had in last year, and then guys like Chris going into his 3rd year, Malachi going into his 4th year. It's like you got a good, healthy amount of experience there, on what it's going to take night in and night out, or day in and day out in practice, to not cheat ourselves out of opportunities to compete in this league.
Chris, talk a little bit about playing in the Center Athletic Conference. And like Coach said, there's no gimmies, there's no layups. It's you got to come ready to work every night that you're in conference play. But it's got to be fun as a player to be able to play some of the top talent in the NAI on a weekly basis.
Yes, sir. I mean, like you said, I mean, every opponent, it's a close game. You can't take anybody for granted. I mean, any given night, any team could win. So, I mean, just right there, you gotta prepare every day like, it's a championship really, and that's how I feel like we treated that every practice. Like we're gonna play against Langston, no matter who the team is, because like I said, any team can win. And then player wise, I mean, nobody's just lost. Like every matchup I had, you got to take them serious. You got to guard. So I mean, it's really tough.
And you guys, and we'll start with you, Coach. What a great fan base you all have up there. And I had a chance to see some of the games on the video stream, and they seem so excited about your program and the direction that the program is going.
Yeah, I mean, again, I've been blessed, and God's been good to me here. I've It's going on my 16th year as a head coach, and I think I was assistant for about 4.5 years as well. So well over 20 years plus playing here for 4. So my roots are pretty deep in the blue and gold, and so yeah, I think getting the excitement back, where going through that transition from Division 2 to Division 1 at the NAI level was not something I was excited about at the time, because we were winning, 20, 21
Mhm.
games a year, and doing some positive things, and then having to kind of reboot that from a scholarship structure standpoint, and a competitive standpoint. It's taken some time, but also I think the backing of our president, our athletic director, trying to still invest in basketball, and hopefully get us back to where I feel like we compete at. And again, it's so tough, just because of what we're going against every single night. But I think we have a good support here, with our administration. We got support from our student body, and our community too. We kind of had a battle between us and McPherson College at times, but it makes for a fun environment, I think, for our guys, and we're excited about the season for sure.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I appreciate you taking a little bit of time to visit with us today. I'm excited to see you guys play. It's going to be a lot of fun to follow you guys and to see the continued success that your basketball program's bringing.
I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it, Jim.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your time.
No problem. The head coach over at Central Christian joining us, Sonny Romero, and one of his outstanding players, Chris Whitten, joining us. When we come back, we'll continue to talk it over with some of our outstanding coaches and student athletes here in the Sooner Athletic Conference. It's our 2024 Men's Basketball Media Day.